Always felt like a guest in her own home. After her father died in a car crash when she was 9, her mother, Mariam, had done everything she could to hold their lives together. Years later, when Mariam remarried, Amara tried to accept Frank as her stepfather. He was charismatic, helpful around the house, and active in the community, always bringing gifts or cracking jokes. But at home, when her mother wasn't around, his presence felt suffocating. Frank never touched her at first, but he was always watching her, commenting on how she dressed, making jokes that made her uncomfortable. She didn't know what to call it. She just knew it felt wrong. Mariam worked long nights at the hospital. That left Amara alone in the house. Most evenings, finishing her homework or trying to drown out the silence with music. Until one night, everything changed. It happened on a rainy Thursday. Amara had fallen asleep on the couch. When she heard the door creaked open, the lights were off. At first, she thought it was her mom, home early for once. But then, she saw the figure, tall, masked, gloved. The man rushed in. She screamed, but he covered her mouth and whispered in a low, forced voice, "Stay quiet, and you won't get hurt." He didn't steal anything. He didn't even seem interested in the TV or the safe bus. What he did was something she could not describe, something she could not understand. When he left, he made it look like a robbery. Broken vase, thrown drawers, her world shattered. Frank was already home when her mother arrived in a panic. He acted shocked. Concerned, he held Amara tightly and told her everything would be okay. But when Mariam suggested calling the police, Frank was quick to say no. "There is no need to traumatize her further," he said softly. "Let's just let her rest. We can secure the house better, make her feel safe again." Amara stayed silent, but inside something was screaming. The scent, the touch, the way he whispered. It felt too familiar. Week passed. Amara barely spoke. Her mother assumed it was trauma. Frank played the part of protector well, but Amara was watching him now. One evening, while he was out, she searched the shed out back. In a plastic bag behind a stack of paint can, she found them, a black mask, gloves, and a set of muddy boots. She took pictures. She started writing down everything she remembered. Amara later that day went for a test and discovered she was pregnant. That night, Amara told her best friend, Toke, everything. Toke begged her to speak up. Amara was terrified, frightened, but she finally gathered the courage and went to her school counselor. The counselor, trained in trauma response, alerted the authorities immediately. Detective Kola, a quiet, meticulous man who had seen too many cases like this swept under the rug, took it upon himself to investigate. When Amara showed him the photos and told him what Frank said that night, his expression turned grim. A warrant was issued. The house was searched, and it was turned upside down. Inside the shed, the marks, the gloves was found, and it was tested. It was also discovered that it belongs to Frank. Frank was arrested. He tried to deny it, said it was a misunderstanding, claimed Amara was confused, but the evidence was overwhelming and Amara was scared. Despite that, she testified bravely in court. The trial was long. Justice came. Frank was later sentenced to jail for sexual assault, child abuse, and obstruction. Everybody was stunned, surprised, because Frank was once praised for being modest.